Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be a Morphe look. I'm going to do a week of Morphe. The palette that I'm going to use today is called the 39S. It's an Artistry palette. And this is what it looks like on the inside. I just taped the shade names right there, but that's what this palette looks like. And I am just gonna put this on my eyes and put maybe some soothing music and speed it up. All right, guys, here we go. Alrighty guys, that's it for this Morphe eye look. I am very, very, very glad that I picked this palette up. I have used this palette several times before. I mean, there's some big dents in this row particularly. These are, dare I say, cream shadows, putty. They are very, very, very reminiscent of ColourPop Super Shock. I realize that I compare everything to that, but I feel like everybody knows what a Super Shock feels like, so it's kind of easy to describe. But these colors are just, they're so creamy. They come off so easy. I hope you can see that. I had no trouble, finding a shade. The one hiccup that I had was in the beginning, I had pointed to this shade and that shade. I did not end up using that shade. I used this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, I think, and this one. I used a bunch of the purples, okay? You'll see it in the video. And for the lid, I used this shade. And then I popped on that shade. And then I popped on that shade. For the inner corner, I used this pretty shade. These are shimmers. We've got a pressed glitter, which is right here, which I will not be using ever. And there's a lot of, I would say, satiny, like these colors right here. They kind of look shiny, but when they're swatched, they're not. It's just kind of like maybe a little overspray. But at any rate, I do like this palette. I have had Morphe palettes in the past that I don't care for. But some of their releases in the last maybe 2019 to 2021, maybe. I have a few, but at any rate, I'm not one that picks up the latest Morphe drop. I'm just not. All right, guys. In addition to the Morphe palette, I did want to go over what I used on the rest of my face. I used the Physicians Formula. I used this whole palette. This is broken. The whole thing came out of the pan. The pan is still in there, so I just used it with my finger. The blush and the bronzer. The blush was very shimmery, so that was a little. I don't think I had even used the blush in this, but anyway, the blush was kind of shimmery, so I was like, well, so just I used my hand and applied some of that highlighter to that, and I used the Illamasqua Hydro Setting Spray as my setting spray. The foundation that I used is the IT Cosmetics, the CC Airbrush Perfecting Powder, sheer to full coverage. And I really just kind of took a sponge and did my face, just like that, to put a little base on my face, and I used, for concealer, I just dabbed very small the Maybelline, the pink, the Age Rewind pink, and this one. I used that, and I didn't use any different powder to set it. I just used, that. So, no brows, of course. When I first started the video, I had on a KVD lippy in the shade, I think this one's Madre. It's this color. This writing is tiny even when I'm using my magnifying glass, but it was a really pretty color. But as I was finishing up the look, I was like, I think I want to go in with a little bit more purple. So right on top of that, I didn't even take that off, I used my Ofra in the shade Cape Town, which is a beautiful, beautiful berry. And then on top of that, to kind of fall in line with the sparkle on my eyes, I used this Medusa. Is it Medusa Beauty? I think that's exactly what it's called. The Medusa makeup. This is the Disco Queen, and it's in the shade Hot Stuff. And this came in, this was in a Slay Glam box. I do remember that. But it is just so fun. and pretty. And just, I think it just really ties the different colors going on in my eyes with my lips. But this is a close-up of my eyeballs. I did use my Physicians Formula X Breakfast Club mascara. That's what I used. I really enjoy this. This is not waterproof, but it is a drier formula, and this comes off with such ease. It's very gentle. And I am one of those weird ones that waterproof mascara comes off of my lashes so much easier than, you know, regular. And, you know, I've always used waterproof, but there are a few that aren't, that I really do enjoy, and this happens to be one of them. So it doesn't transfer anything, so I'm super happy with that. Now, till I see you again, be beautiful and be kind. Bye bye.